the average text message gets read within 3 minutes of it being sent. Why and where scenarios, for example, where it's really worked. No response after 3 texts, get the hint. You gotta move on. You have to move away from it. You can't use it to become a spam, get your number blocked. And never text message more than 2 times a day when they're not engaging back. Don't be that agent. Hi everyone, welcome again to today's episode. And if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. You're going to be seeing the video version of me again, unfortunately. But if you're listening to this anyone that where we're distributing the podcast, welcome again to this episode. Today we're going to be talking about text messages, SMS. You know, the good old-fashioned way of communicating. Okay, I think you're missing out if you are a realtor and you're spending a lot of time producing TikToks, but you're not sending text messages to your prospects and leads in a strategic way. And I'm going to get into some of the best tips and advice from what's worked for our agents when we manage it for them. Again, I've been in inside sales for real estate brokers and agents for the last 5 years, using various different tools out there. And that's why we built Asan CRM. Because it really is that important. Okay, we do TikTok videos I'm an agency owner as well, and I think TikTok videos are awesome. As everyone is worrying about social media and how many views and likes they've got, the average text message gets read within 3 minutes of it being sent, while carefully crafted Instagram posts really get lost in the void. Okay, let me talk to you today about how the top producers in real estate are dominating quietly behind the scene with SMSs as a secret weapon. Open rates in emails are around 20, maybe 40% if you're decent for your email subscribers. Your beautiful newsletter that you're spending a lot of time designing and putting together gets open 20 to 30% of the time. Text messages, nearly 100% of the time see an open rate. Okay, it's 90% or 98%. I'll put the study here depending on wherever it is, whatever time you look at, but it's very high relative to an email open rate. And the beautiful thing, it's instantly read. Email can go unread for many hours to months. Okay, and then from that one time they'll pick it up. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do email marketing, because email marketing is still very powerful and a great way to generate leads. And I've created a different video and episode on just how I do email marketing to generate like 4 leads in 20 minutes. But text messages are even more powerful. They're definitely more personal. And in Asan, we offer that personalization where we use the name as a dynamic field. So when we send out a message, it looks like it's customized and it's personal. Even though it's sent when it is automated and sent via system. So let's talk about why and where scenarios, for example, where it's really worked. If you've done a showing, have a template ready to send out, and in a couple of clicks, you can start sending out messages as follow-ups. And Asan, if you see here, we allow for text messages to come in here. And for those that are, listening to me in the podcast, you can head over to YouTube. But ultimately, we have SMS with AI, which allows ChatGPT to write the perfect prompt in a 160 character limit, which we put on the constraint, so you don't overwhelm your message. And if it's more than 160 characters, you really should be calling them or emailing them. And you can save it as a template. And let's say you did multiple showings, or you showed a specific property, or you had an open house. That follow-up should be a couple of clicks, customized, saying, hey, quick thought about the kitchen you loved, or hey, I'm glad you like this property. I think it's right in your price range. And it looks like it's personalized and it's customized. And then you send it to them. And at that point, when emotions are still fresh, decisions happen faster. And that's the idea. Timing with the SMS is very powerful. And because it gets read and it's contextual and it looks like it's personal, it's really going to work much more for you than perhaps a newsletter e-blast or a TikTok video. Asan Real Estate CRM, you're able to set it and really forget it and really speed up your communication. Now, a text message, if you were to write it on your phone, may take you 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, great. I think it's worth that 2 minutes of your time. But with Asan, if you have template for different scenarios that you've saved, you can send it out in less than 10 seconds. So if it takes you, if you're sending out to multiple clients a day, maybe 10, 15, you're saving 50 minutes to an hour just sending out text messages on a daily basis. That's a lot of time that you just saved up from using the system. Use the system to allow you to speed up your communication and use the right channels to communicate so you can get more sales quicker. Another one is transaction. Home inspections, is just done. Have a follow-up template ready to say, hey, great, have it, set up so as soon as the home inspection is done, you go to your CRM. It says, good news from the appraiser, call me free for details. You can set this up in your CRM, and as soon as it's done, you hit, set that that lead, your customer, and send it to them with a couple clicks, and 10 seconds later, you've just reduce anxiety. You become that source of peace of mind, and you're going to build that trust and a relationship and cement that ability for this customer to become a lifetime value that is a lot higher. And that's another beautiful thing with Asan. You've not only done that, but you've logged this and you put it in your CRM, which is now using the ChatGPT mechanisms where it reviews the interaction to ensure that you spend time with this lead versus others that are dead ends. Now, let's get into some of the golden rule of text messages that I've learned over the years, okay? In the first week, it's encouraged you can send up to 4 to 5. If a lead comes to you, whether through door knocking or it's come through you to an ad that you did, or you did an open house, you should send them 4 text message in that first week. The relationship and the communication is hot at that point. Front load your communication when the interest is that hot. Okay. The second week, when it's started to get a little bit colder, you want to bring them back in. Use this channel to keep the momentum going while not overwhelming them and not feeling like it's spammy. Okay, use the customization feature or the dynamic field with their name so it looks like you wrote it for them and at that moment. Okay, after a month, 1 text message max if they're engaging with you. Unless they're not engaging with you and they're not responding to your text messages, this is where you back off with the SMS, right? Don't do it. And never text message more than 2 times a day when they're not engaging back. Don't be that agent, okay? If you're gonna use this and it looks like it's becoming spam and they're reviewing it and they're not engaging back, take the hint, okay? This is when you dial down and don't use this channel. Put them in your email newsletter. And if they're opening it repeatedly or if they're engaging with you on social media, pick up the phone and call them or use another channel. But you have to move away from it. You can't use it for to become a spam or get your number blocked. Some other golden tips. Reach out to them in the 9 to 5. You can set it in Asan. We have a nurture sequence within that time frame. We encourage you, we've got those tips there as well. Use it between the 9 to 5 in your time zone, or 9 to 6 p.m. For your SMS window. Don't send out messages middle of the night and wake them up. That's rude. Don't send them text messages in the dinner hour. Use it when they're at work, when it's reasonable, it's professional. Treat it like that. Every once in a while, you should send them, a message saying, "Hey, if you're not happy, I can call you, or if not, we can take our conversation elsewhere," or give them a link to opt out. But you should allow for opt outs. Give them just like after the 5th message. If they're not engaged with you, is this I've reached out to you the 5th time here. It looks like this is not a good channel for you. You can reach me on my phone here. I'll talk then. But give them that out. Give them that control in the conversation. The other thing is, Asan will help you do that initial touch point. It will become that trigger for your first text. But you should be using your own replies to nurture it and handle the replies. Now, AI can help you write the response in Asan. We use ChatGPT, so your English is always perfect and you don't have any grammar or punctuation issues. So when you respond to them, it's great. But you should write the prompt and manually send them the text message after. Don't let AIs send it for you automatically all the time. After the response, our autoresponder actually stops. So we have sales nurturing sequence where we have call, email, and text messages to nurture that lead for you. But as soon as that response comes from the client, our sequence stops and alerts you saying, hey, either it's a favorable response or unfavorable response. Here it is. You do what you want with this lead at that point. If it's favorable, you should pick up the phone and call or respond to them with a text message. If it's unfavorable, maybe remove them from a sequence to say, hey, stop. I don't want to have a conversation right now. I've got something else going on. I'm not ready. Take them away and put them in a different type of sequence and park them and get them to come back when they're ready down the road. No response after 3 texts, get the hint. You got to move on, okay? If they're getting your text and they're not responding, maybe this isn't a channel for them. Timing, value, and brevity equals results. Right message at the right moment with the right length can do wonders for you, okay? Keep it under 160 characters. If it's more than 160 characters, in fact, I've purposely kept this limit with the ChatGPT within this AI configuration, that the response it gives you when you write it the prompt within the Asan Real Estate CRM to keep it under 160. Every time you say, hey, write me a message, saying it will write you the message, but it'll keep it within 160 characters. If it's longer than 160 characters, this isn't a channel for it. You don't want to write them essays in your text message. It shouldn't be that way. Pick up the phone and call them or send them an email. Ensure that there's a call to action. Hey, here's my number, call me. Here it is, okay? Finding it easy with yes and no questions makes the conversation easier to go after. So, hey, is this a good time to call you? Let me know. Yes or no question, okay? Hey, did you get my email? I just sent you a voice message. Did you need anything from me? Here's a number. Yes or no, or give the number so they can make a quick action for them. Add that call to action. If you can contextualize it, and especially if there are a lead that's engaging, make it relevant. Write that text message manually in Asan or over the phone, but make it specific to the details that they mentioned and engage it. And that's it for this video and this episode, okay? Stop overthinking when it comes to SMS. Stop over marketing. Spend more time doing the simpler stuff. Your phone is still your most powerful tool, and Asan can help you become a better, more efficient leader by heavy lifting the timing, the context, and automation for you. It will save you time. Use the tools out there in the 21st century to become a better agent. And that's it for this one. Okay, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.